Anyway, the idea that socialism is a poverty cult is a right-wing agitated propaganda talking point, and people use it, which is weird. That R is holding up the weight of the world. Greetings from paradise. Jeffrey R. Epstein. Poor Disney guy, dude. In this first clip, first time you've seen Ludwig. Oh, yeah, I have it right here. I sent this to Ludwig last night, and he didn't respond to me, but I've been waiting. I've been excited to watch this. Daddy. This is a clip from April 16th, 2019, and I did not know who Ludwig was at this moment. This is not a joke. Lil Bear, you were wondering, you were confused if I was like actually kidding or not. No, I legitimately don't know who Ludwig is at this point. A lot of people forget that I didn't know anything about online culture. People think like because I'm so brain rotted now and know so much about Twitch and online culture now that like I always did, but there was a very long period of time from like all the way into like 2020. And even then I had a lot of like weird blind sides and blind spots, and I still do, but I mask it better in my opinion. I did not know who Ludwig was, but at the time he was also averaging like 200, I think. So was I, like around the same. Anyway, I'll tell you more about the Ludwig lore in a second, but here.
What's this, Daddy? What is this?
Go for the teenage Stalin look. Wait. Hold on a second.
Who is this person?
What?
Do your hair like this.
Who is this person? What's this?
Look at like, dude. This is I guess I've like at this point recently figured out. At this point I had like recently figured out you can pop out the chat. This is 2019. Look at how happy I am, dude. I used to look, it's because you're no longer a provocateur gamer. Are you purposely putting the corner of your cam over Lud's face so that look? Oh shit, I didn't realize I was doing that here. I mean, he was, yeah, Ludwig was just like looking. He pulled up a photo of me and he's like memeing, I guess. How does your voice change so much? It's kind of wild. My friend, it's called microphones. I'm using a Blue Yeti there. That's a USB mic. It like the control over your gain and everything else is like very limited. This is basically when I was living in my 1-bedroom apartment. I had just moved into my 1-bedroom apartment in West Hollywood. Okay. And this is like 3 houses ago, basically. And I was just like I was taking Twitch pretty seriously. Here are the stream details. This is my stream that day. My average was 3,500 viewers, and my peak was 5,900 viewers. Okay. And, you know, I was a mid-level, like kind of small, just recently growing streamer at the time. Let's look at what Ludwig's was. Can we just like quickly pull Ludwig's as well? You both look like streamers I would never watch in that clip. 3K is not really small, relatively speaking. I mean, I'm just thinking about it from where I'm at now. Yeah, Ludwig at the time was averaging 200 viewers. His peak was 395. He was like a fucking small streamer. I had no idea who the he was. I mean, back then, 3K wasn't like super small. Let's be real. Like it's still not super small, but even back then it wasn't super small. But I was, you know, like I wasn't big enough to like get all of the amenities that I have now. But what's really funny and interesting about this story is that I knew Ludwig's sister. I knew Ludwig's sister before I ever even went on Twitch. Ludwig's sister, Pernilla, is someone I've known for a very long time. As a matter of fact, I literally lived in her old apartment for a very long time. Because the connection is actually really interesting. So Ludwig's sister, Pernilla, and it's not like that. It's not like the way you guys are presenting it. So Ludwig's sister, Pernilla, has been dating the cousin of one of my very good friends from college for years. So I've known her for like 10 years pretty much. Yeah. And I remember at the time, like around that time, around like this time when Ludwig had done this clip of me, I remember like going to my friend's birthday, okay, and having Pernilla tell me about like, oh, you're on Twitch, like I hear you're really blowing up, you're doing great. My brother does it. And I was like, who's your brother? Like I was being nice, but I was like, I had no clue who this guy was. And she was like, yeah, my brother Ludwig, he also streams on Twitch. He says like, he's really blowing up right now. And I think that was when he started doing like fucking, I don't know, maybe, I don't remember exactly when it was. It was many, many years ago, but I literally had no idea who the fuck Ludwig was. And I was like, oh, okay. Like in my mind, I thought, oh, it's like a boomer. You know what I mean? Like a boomer when they're like, oh, you do the Twitch thing? Like, so does my son, right? Kind of like that, because she's such a normie. She has no fucking idea how this stuff works. It's like hyping up her fucking, two-viewer Andy, her two-viewer Andy fucking brother, right? Not realizing that it was this like guy who was at the time at least like, growing a lot. That's the one I literally got from them. They were renting that apartment. Remember, because I don't have a credit card, right? So I always had to like literally take on other people's leases, or I had to like sneak my way into apartments because I don't have a credit score. I didn't have a credit score at the time. I do now. I don't have a credit card still, but I didn't have a credit score. So basically what the how I got into this apartment is actually kind of funny too. If you want to know about that, old heads of the stream already know this story because I've talked about it many, many times. But I got into this apartment through another person who is now massively famous and successful on YouTube. His name is Enes Yilmazer, and you all know him as the guy who goes to every expensive fucking house in Los Angeles. So Enes is Turkish. And I knew him through a friend, and I knew that he had done like real estate stuff in the past. So I was like, Enes, I don't have any credit score. Like I don't have a credit card, and I can't fucking rent. I have enough money to be able to rent like a decent apartment. And Enes was like, oh yeah, well, don't worry. There's actually a 1-bedroom that's available in my apartment complex. I really like it, and I know the lady who like looks in the management company. I know the lady who works for the management company who checks the credit scores so we can like sneak you in. And it was her last day on the job, and it was literally on a Friday. I still remember that this lady was like, all right, I hope you don't fuck me over with this. I'm leaving this management company, but like I trust Enes. I am going to let you sneak through without even though your credit score would not allow us to give you this apartment normally. Oh, that's my fish
Look at him
cam.
moving. He's sleepy.
This is when I first moved to this apartment.
Look at him moving.
Yeah. God, Enes loved fish too. He was so he would take him out all the time.